Hello everyone, I'm Lisa. Today I will be discussing about the relationship between different pressures. At first we will know about the definitions of absolute zero pressure, absolute pressure, atmospheric pressure, gauge pressure, negative gauge pressure or vacuum pressure. Okay, let's know the definition of absolute zero pressure or zero pressure. Generally, absolute zero pressure is the point where there exists a minimum temperature zero that can be possible only when molecular momentum of a system becomes zero. So why there is mentioned that molecular momentum of a system should be zero? So there is mentioned that molecular momentum of a system should be zero and the minimum temperature should be zero. So it can be proved by a simple proof. If we see that pressure is equal to the force per unit area. Here force is denoted by F and area is denoted by A and pressure is denoted by P. So P equals to F by A. Now we also know that force is rate of change of momentum. So the momentum changes by the rate of time unit. So here is the differential uh, form of the momentum change by the rate by the time unit. So thus pressure is equal to F by A. The F is replaced by the rate of change of momentum, so it will be divided by area. And if this is mentioned in the definition that molecular momentum of a system becomes zero. So if the rate of change of momentum is zero, so P will be equal to 0 by divided by area. So this is undefined, so it will be 0, which is absolute zero pressure. Actually, absolute zero pressure is the reference line for all the pressure. So for the absolute pressure, okay. Now we will be know about the absolute pressure definition. Total pressure at a point in a fluid equaling the sum of gauge and the atmospheric pressure. I will be showing you a picture about all this problem after we have learned the definition of this. So let's know that this is the summation of gauge pressure and the atmospheric pressure, which is absolute pressure. Absolute pressure will be equal to the sum of gauge pressure and the atmospheric pressure. If we learn about the atmospheric pressure definition, atmospheric pressure, also known as barometric pressure, is the pressure within the atmosphere of the Earth. We know the Earth is surrounded by our atmosphere, which is air. So air, we measure air pressure by a normal barometer. So it can be called as barometric pressure. So let's know the definition of gauge pressure. Gauge pressure is the pressure relative to atmospheric pressure. Gauge pressure is positive for pressures above the atmospheric pressure and negative for the pressures below. Gauge pressure is references to the atmosphere is reference for the atmospheric pressure. So gauge pressure will be always bigger than gauge pressure reading will be always bigger than the atmospheric pressure reading. So if the negative gauge pressure or vacuum pressure is the difference between the atmospheric pressure and the absolute pressure. If the gauge pressure reading is negative, then it is called the vacuum pressure. Let's learn those problem or those definitions from here. This is the absolute zero pressure line, which is zero. From that line, we can say any point from this and this. We knew that yeah, absolute pressure was the summation of gas pressure and atmospheric pressure. If we consider this point, so atmospheric pressure line is here and this is the gas pressure reading. So this point is sum plus this point is equal to be this. And if we consider the atmospheric pressure is here, when the vacuum pressure, I mean the gas pressure reading will be here, then the atmospheric pressure line here, that will be negative because the direction is the upward. If we go the downward direction, then it will be negative sign. So the summation of this line and deduct this length from this line will be this point. So the absolute pressure is always will be the sum of atmospheric pressure and gauge pressure, whether it will be positive gas pressure and whether it will be negative gas pressure. So this is the vacuum pressure, this is the downward direction of the gauge pressure, and this is the atmospheric pressure line. So that's all the problem. Actually I faces the problem frequently, so I thought I should help you with the with understanding this type of pressure differences problem. So this is the references I have taken all my resources. Actually I follow Quora so much, and I have also taken resources from lumenlearning.com. So if we get time, so visit that website, and they have a lot of information about everything. So thank you. I hope this video was helpful for you. If this video was helpful for you enough, then please subscribe my channel, and thank you again.